Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
"11 Ways to Speed Up a Slow Website." When it comes to building a website, a lot of thought usually goes into the design, navigation, content, and overall monetization strategy. Unfortunately, these elements tend to command focus at the expense of another all-important aspect: website speed. A fast website delivers a powerful user experience that benefits every aspect of your business. A slow website, on the other hand, holds your website back from realizing its full potential. The good news is that you're in control. And though it might seem highly technical, many of the required tweaks are simple and straightforward. As an old insurance ad campaign used to say, "It's so easy a caveman can do it." In this article, we're going to show you some of the specific techniques you can use to speed up your site and maximize your web presence. The hidden costs of slow-loading websites. We live in a fast-paced culture where we expect things on demand. Fast food, meal delivery services, on-demand content, live streaming, same-day delivery. These are what we prioritize and focus on. A slow-loading website is not just frustrating for visitors, it's a turnoff. People will actually hit the back button and visit another website. And many will never return to your site again. A slow-loading website might seem like a minor issue, but it costs your business in more ways than one. To get better idea of the cost, let's explore some of the data behind this issue: customer experience. Roughly half of all customers, 47%, expect a web page to load in 2 seconds or less. Anything longer leads to an uptick in bounce rates. Revenue. For a website that makes $100,000 per day, a 1-second improvement in page speed can bring in an additional $7,000 per day or $2.55 million per year. SEO. Did you know that a 1-second delay in page loading speed leads to an 11% decline in page views? Site speed is critical for SEO conversions. Just a 1-second delay in page load time leads to a 7% decline in conversions. Mobile users. Approximately 64% of smartphone users expect a page to load in less than 4 seconds. Anything longer will lead to inflated bounce rates and lower conversion rates. Help desk support. A slow website also leads to increased overhead costs. The higher bounce rates, customer service issues, ordering problems, and friction mean you'll have to hire more help desk professionals to sort through these problems. This increases your expense sheet and consumes hours of time that could otherwise be allocated to more profitable areas of your business. Brand damage. It won't happen overnight, but if your website is slow for months or years, it could eventually damage your brand. Whether consciously or subconsciously, people will associate your business with being slow and clunky. These obviously aren't descriptors you want to be used in reference to your brand. The moral of the story is simple: slow page loading speeds are a website killer. You need a fast website to be successful. 11 ways to speed up your website. A fast website doesn't happen by accident. It requires a purposeful plan that prioritizes efficiency at every level of your website. Want to give your website a boost? Try a combination of the following. 1. Minimize all HTTP requests. Did you know that roughly 80% of a website's page load time is spent downloading the various components that make up the page, like images, scripts, fonts, etc.? In fact, there's a separate HTTP request for each of these elements. Thus, the more on-page components you have, the longer it takes for the page to populate a visitor's web browser. So while we're going to discuss plenty of strategies you can use to reduce page loading speed, minimizing HTTP requests is by far the most important step you can take. If you do nothing else, follow this section and you'll see a noticeable difference. Here are some suggestions. Use the Google Chrome Network panel to identify how many requests your webpage requires. This helps you develop a baseline figure to measure your results against. Remove any images that are no longer needed on your website. particularly large images that don't serve a specific purpose. Reduce the file size for any remaining images. For best results, each image should be less than 100 KB. If an image is in MB territory, it's probably affecting your page loading speed. All JavaScript files on your websites should be loaded asynchronously. Depending on how your website is built, this may not be the default setting. You can download one of these plugins to help you change how elements are rendered. With each CSS file your website hosts, you're adding to the number of HTTP requests. Consider combining CSS files together whenever possible. There are plenty of other steps you can take to reduce HTTP requests, but these are the logical first steps. A web developer can help you execute if you're uncomfortable optimizing the inner workings of your website. 2. Use a Content Delivery Network CDN. Looking for a simple way to speed up your website and shift some of the burden to a more reliable source? Use a Content Delivery Network, also known as a CDN. A CDN works by hosting files across a network of highly efficient and secure servers around the world. This allows your site to load more efficiently for users all over the globe, regardless of where they're accessing your site from. If a visitor accesses your website in Los Angeles, they'll download files from a server on the West Coast. If a visitor accesses your website from India, the files will be downloaded from a server that's much closer to them. By spreading bandwidth out across a variety of servers, there's less pressure on any one server. Not only does this save up to 60% bandwidth and speed up your site, but it also protects against DDoS attacks and unforeseen traffic spikes.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.